believe they're on 20. 20. And the next thing on the agenda is the community center hours. And back in July of 2019, John had set a policy that no employees should work any town holidays without written approval of the town manager. And the only department that this really affected in any manner was the community center, because it basically shut the community center down on all holidays, including the minor holidays that most businesses and people still like to work. This was a discussion with the select board also in July, and minutes indicate that the board didn't take this action, John did, and that a report would be put together by August to go over whether or not they should continue to do this and what the effects of this were, and that never happened. And so the community center has been closed on those minor holidays ever since then. Dwayne came to me with some facts and figures for this study, this report that was supposed to have been done, in support of reopening the community center on these minor holidays. And the usage of this facility on these days is pretty impressive, actually. He's provided me numbers going back to 2015. There's 26 holidays on here, and of them, 21 had days well over 100 people came in on these holidays to use this facility. I have had numerous comments, even before I became the town manager, as to why the community center is closed on these holidays. You know, some people need it for their kids because they have to work these days. And so Dwayne's figures have backed up the fact that if we, especially if we keep staffing to a minimum, use the part-time staffing instead of the full-time staffing, that we will at least break even if not make money on these days. So unless the board has some objections, I'm going to go ahead and authorize him to open up on these days with part-time people.
So Dennis, there's usually a pretty fine line between the duties of the town manager and the duties of a board of selectmen. So, and I appreciate you bringing this to us because it's a good opportunity to have us get this clear. Whose responsibility is it for setting the hours of town facilities?
John said the hours before. It is town manager. I am responsible for it.
Okay. All right. So I thank you very much for bringing this to our attention, and I really appreciate that you value our input, and I also appreciate you just doing your job as you see fit.
So does anyone else from the Board of Selectmen have any comments or questions? Do you want to vote, or do you just, you're good with the consensus? Lovely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes.
I would just like to make the comment that I often feel like our select board and the select board prior to this point gets caught up in the minutia of running the town, which really is the town manager's job. And I feel like our job should be to set and review higher level policy, framework there, policies, and then Dennis is the one who runs the town and talks to all of the department heads. And I really appreciate that we had that discussion right now and got that out, because it's exhausting to run through the minutia of the town management. I don't think that's our role.
Okay, item 12 on the agenda is assessor's business, and we're going to look at abatements. So there is a request for an abatement by Dion West on personal property account number 242 in the amount of $231.85. Does anyone need any further information? Would anyone like to make a motion?
As you can see, they didn't own the property at the time, so that's why they're asking.
Yes, Kim.
I will make a motion, but I just want to make the comment that these abatements that we often do in our meetings, we always just approve them. They look like they're put together by the professionals in the office whose job it is to bring these to our attention. So I don't know why we have to vote on every single one. If it's within a policy and that is able to approve that.
But the Board of Selectmen are also the Board of Assessors. We are the selectmen and assessors and overseers of the poor, so it is a selectman job to vote on assessment and on abatements.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the personal property abatement for Dion West in the amount of $231.85.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any further comments, questions? Seeing none, calling for a vote. All in favor? 5-0. Next is Catherine Moonen Stevenson at 93 Churchill Street in the amount of $6,656.55. This is the dentist?
This is the dentist, yeah. So there was just a snafu on them getting their paperwork in on time. The tax bill went to previous owners who happen to be mortgage holders. They're not going to pay it. Obviously, people can't help you, nonprofits. They have their paperwork in order now. The only reason that Ellery would abate this himself is because of the time frame. It's gone over a year. He hasn't been here to do these and select up to 3 years. And so, and you can see that I did have a question about whether this was actually a legal abatement. You see, I did contact MMA about this because there's a question about whose era this actually is in the law, as to whether it was a town era or whether it was their era. It's kind of a gray area, but they recommended to go ahead and abate it and get it off the books. Otherwise, we're going to end up having to foreclose on it. And have to wait foreclosure for a year, and this goes on and on and on. There's nothing in the title, so this is the quickest way just to get it off the books.
Any questions? Any comments? Open for a motion.
That we approve the abatement for real estate taxes assessed to Catherine Vernon Stevenson at 93 Churchill Street in the amount of $6,656.55 as recommended.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Comments, questions? We're calling for a vote. All in favor? Aye.
I need to abstain
Opposed?
because I'm on the Board of Trustees for Lincoln County Dental.
Okay, so we are 4-0 with 1 abstain. Thank you, Jeff. Other business. Item A is executive session for consultations with legal counsel. To move into an executive session, we need a motion.
I move that we enter into executive session pursuant to 1 MRSA, subsection 4056E.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? 5 5-0. Motion carries. Thank you.
Before everybody took off, I just wanted to mention that Scarecrow Fest is going to start this coming Saturday. It's going to run through the week of the 17th. So it's going to go from Saturday to actually Sunday.